is up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of the VFL Total Access. I'm your host, Outtaker. We have Johnny, Kool-Aids, Kids Got Routes, and we got the great Yag Daddy who finally decided to show up, man. I'm so happy. So today we're going to talk about, everybody's going to give a news report over each division, except for the fifth and final person. Routes is going to talk about if the season ended today. We're going to transition over to the Come On Man segment. Then there will be a halftime report, which I will explain whenever that comes around. And then we'll have the conclusions of the show. So starting with the news report, Johnny's going to start it off.
All right, let's start off with the NFC North. We got the Carolina Panthers at 23-11. Actually started off the season as the number one team in the league. Got beaten out by the Seahawks, but everything's looking good over there. Quarterbacks seem to still be doing their stuff, although Punchy Swag got blown out by loading haters. I have to just...
I heard he also got beat by Magician this week, too.
Yeah, I heard. Going down the drain. That Hall of Fame is fake. Anyways, then we could talk about my team, Chicago Bears, 18-17. Struggled in the beginning of the week, kind of pulled out at the end. Freaking Bolt Killer and Mr. 850 are just dynamic running back, dude. Enough said. Then we got the Detroit Lions at 17-18. I actually heard the Cypher is raw. Lost a game this week, surprisingly. Actually a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
But they just can't keep up. Kool-Aids can't keep up with the man over here.
Oh, God.
Then, of course, we got the Green Bay Packers at 12-22. And, yeah, they made a couple moves, sent Magician away. I don't know how smart their moves were, but, yeah, that's it.
All right, before we move on to the next person, Johnny, if you can, try to mess with your settings because it shows it's on HD. Because whenever you're talking or whatever, it kind of like shows your screen all pixelated sometimes. Okay?
Yeah. Where should I put it at?
Standard or something, or high resolution. Try those. But moving on, the great Video Game Pro is up with the AFC East.
The best player in the VFL right here. Yeah, I have AFC East. The Titans are 21-14, and they're in first place. And then the Patriots are 19-15. Colts are 16-19, and the Dolphins are 15-20. Right now, the Titans, they have Aries, Redwater, Hostility, and pretty much like that whole Packer team. They still got most of the same people. And then the Patriots, which is the best team in that division. I think the Patriots are going to end up taking the division next week. We've been switching lines up a lot, and me and King Rebel are going to play with Evil Tactics, which is AKA the Legend Killer, and he claims that he taught Kool-Aids how to play quarterback and DB.
Oh my God. Don't even talk about that guy in front of me. Get out of here with that.
And then the Colts,
Trash.
I could see the Colts doing really well. They got Jakey and Outlaw over there in Northside. They got good quarterbacks. I think Northsides is terrible on this Madden, though. He's really overrated. He's really not that good anyways. He's got one Super Bowl, but, I mean, who cares? Kool-Aid's got a Super Bowl, so you don't have to be good to get a Super Bowl. And,
Exactly.
I don't know, if they pick things up, I could see the Titans, Patriots, and Colts all making the playoffs if they all live to their hype, but, I don't know. And then the Dolphins are last. The Dolphins are going to stay in last in the division. They just got Savage Bob, and now that one of his two routes are banned, he's really got nothing, and James Starr is just like him, so they got their
James
good
Starr
routes
actually got banned.
James Starr got banned.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, he got banned.
What did he ban? Oh, stat padded?
Wow.
That's what I thought. I was gonna say. So yeah, they're gonna stay in last place for the rest of the season. So that's the AFC East.
All right, we got Kool-Aids with the NFC South.
Okay, so what's it called with the standings? You've got the Seattle Seahawks in first place that are 27-8. You got the Niners that are 20-15. You got the Eagles in third place, 19-16. They actually came back. That team's been on a roll so far. And then you got the Cowboys, which are 11-23. I've seen they've won a few games this week. But in general, with this division, I want to point this out. Anybody can honestly win or lose in this division. Because I've been looking at some games, and I've been surprised at the results of some of them. You look, one of the games on Tuesday, Abyss and Cuban actually played Defeat and Fig and lost 14-3. I thought that was pretty interesting. But in general, anybody on this team can win or lose, especially on the Eagles. They've been on a roll. Money Mike and Camaro have been 6-0 so far the past 2 weeks. Blue Saviors is 5-1 if you guys ever heard about him. And there's key players like Lil Kalen 2 Raw and Preachy Stream. They actually both have 15 picks. They're 4th and 5th on defense. So they got some key players over there, stepping up on the team. And they're making a playoff role. I think they're actually in front of the Bears and Lions in the 4th seed. And then you've got the Niners at 20-15 right now. They're in 2nd place. They've been up there. They're still in playoff contention. They've been doing good in general. They beat the Chiefs this week, 40-13, and pretty much they've been fine. And then the Cowboys, kind of what I went with along earlier, anybody can win. King Logic actually beat Texas James Smith and Roca Paulo, even though the Cowboys are, I guess, still doing bad. I heard his line went 3-0. So in general, anybody on all these teams can win or lose games. It's just who's going to step up the second half of the season will win the division and get in the playoffs.
All right, I have the AFC West. We have, of course, the Chiefs at the number 1 in this division at 21-14. Then we got the Broncos at 18-16. For the third, we have the Chargers at 12-23. And we got my team, the Cincinnati Bengals, 8-26. Looking at the statistics, we got Jay Snyder leading the division in passing yards with 2,330 yards. Beastie leading in the division with 23 passing touchdowns. Evidence leading, which is a no-brainer, in rushing yards with 1,500 yards. Super Gangster, 22 rushing touchdowns. Mr. Unknown with receiving yards with 1,800. Texas from the Chiefs also with 17 touchdown receptions. For the defensive stats, we got Kelly leading the division with 15 interceptions. Turn Up leading in sacks with 22. And I'm not even in the top 10 because none of my stats have been put in yet. Forced fumbles, we got Beastie with 8. Fumble recoveries, we got Kelly with 4. Tackles for loss, we got Turn Up with 41. And defensive touchdowns, we have with Clutch King with 3. To be honest, this is probably the standings. It's probably going to be the same throughout this division the rest of the season, unless the Bengals somehow start doing better. I know they've made a lot of different roster trades this upcoming week. The Chargers, I don't know. They're probably going to end up staying third. They might get second depending on how the Broncos do. And I already know the Chiefs are going to be number 1 in the division, maybe number 1 in the conference by the end of the year. So, what do we have next? We have routes with if the season ended today.
If this season ended today, the team that'd be the biggest letdown would probably be the Lions. They have 3 of the top quarterbacks in the league in Decipher, Champions, and Kool-Aids, and they're not even going to make the playoffs.
Overrated Kool-Aid.
The team I'd be most surprised with making the playoffs is the Bears. They're really not that good, the Bears in general. They don't have any dominant players. No offense, Johnny. And their quarterbacks are kind of weak other than haters. Everyone else is kind of bad.
Oh, my goodness. If I hear haters' name again, I swear. Hold on. Another Camaro with false information, dog.
I'm just saying, your quarterbacks aren't that dominant.
Okay, all right.
If the season ended today, the playoff matchups would probably be the Titans would play the Broncos. I think the Titans would handle them. And it would be the Patriots taking on the Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs would win that. I think the Chiefs are going to end up coming out on top in the AFC.
When you got Eagles
for the NFC,
on the Patriots, they'll lose.
Well, the Patriots aren't really that good other than Brooks line. In the NFC, it would be the Seahawks taking on the Bears. All right, I think I already said enough about the Bears. The Seahawks would easily win that. And then it would be the 49ers and Panthers. And I don't know. I know the 49ers are my team, but I feel like we have 3 better lines than the Panthers, and their 4th line's kind of weak. So I think we would come out on top there, and we already have the head-to-head matchup against the Seahawks, so I really think we'd beat them too because they're kind of weak without Crow.
Johnny's just ready to get like a 44 Magnum.
Before we move on, Outtaker. Before we move on, Outtaker, I would like to just enlighten these people with the trade rumors, and I mean, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Can we talk? All right, trade rumors. All right, I heard the Bengals were going out on a limb to get Magician and who was it? I don't know, Magician. So how do you think even bringing that guy to that team? Would you think that team will turn around their season with Magician on their team?
Are you asking me
Magician's bad.
What's that?
Magician's bad. He's not that good of a quarterback.
What do you
I agree.
He's paunchy this week.
They sounded a little cocky
not that
about
good
that.
either.
Dang, paunchy. He's calling you out.
Now, kid got routes. I got rid of my best quarterback, supposedly, to the Chiefs. Well, to the Chiefs, basically, which
That's a bad move.
might be landing.
That's an awful move.
Why is that?
Loading haters, I mean, he's been dominating, and why do you think the Chiefs would trade him and want him back? I know their 4th line's horrible over there, so who'd you trade him for?
Well, I traded Loading Haters and the Kier for Outtaker and Hayden Land. That would be playing with Ice the Man.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Bears.
Keep your mouth shut, video. Quit laughing.
Hayden and Outtaker are so bad, dude. You might as well get the Yak Daddy back.
Yeah, I tried, Mr. Yak Daddy.
Why do you think the Chiefs traded away Loading Haters and now they want him back? I know their 4th line's bad, but still, like, they want him back for a reason.
Because Showtime didn't live up to his expectations, that's why.
Okay. I just think Loading Haters is a really good quarterback.
All right. Well,
and who got stuck with TMO in their line?
The Bengals.
The Bengals.
Oh, I think they won 1 game all season. They're like 1-8.
Hey, I've won 1 game all season. Thanks for the Cowboys. Shout out to the Cowboys, by the way, for giving my first game.
All right, we can move on.
All right,
we can move on.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the Come On Man segment. Johnny, you started off. What is your Come On of the week?
All right, I actually got 2 Come On Mans. The first one is, if Camaro really did that power ranking being serious, that's probably the worst power rankings ever. I think, especially including the fact that Loading Haters and Re20 NFG, the best players on our team. I mean, it just blows my mind when they say Loading Haters' name as the best player on my team. Come on, man. Second, Outlaw Torn losing to my 4th string quarterback, Mo Carbone. I know a lot of people diss him because of how his touchdown interception rate was looking the first week. And he beat Mr. Outlaw Torn 13.5 at that. Come on, man.
All right. Video, what is yours?
Yeah, I have two come on mans. My first one is Needles. For last week on the show, come on, man, you're an AFL player at best, dude. Why are you talking like that? I know people think I'm cool with Needles, dude. I don't like him. I don't really mess with him like that, and yeah, it's something like that. And then my second come on, man, is the whole league. Outtaker made top 10 trash talkers or something like that. And the whole league just took that thread to talk trash on to prove that they were the top 10. Come on, man. You guys really want an award so bad. I mean, you guys can get I don't know, you guys just are too thirsty or something. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for my come on mans.
Yeah, like it's not even supposed to be an award. It's just supposed to be like an entertainment video for the league. But people are taking it too serious, like it's like an MVP or something. So
yeah, they were really trying to get on that list.
Yeah. So Kool-Aid's, what's yours?
Well, this will go to the almighty Carolina Kitties. Come on, guys. You guys go from being 11-1 to what now? 23. Here, let me go back real quick and see what the record is now. 23-11. You guys are slipping. You guys are losing to teams like the Colts, Packers, even the Chargers. Come on, man. You guys gotta step it up. Jeez, you want to be the best team in the league. You got to beat those teams, man. Seahawks just passed by you guys.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do mine. Mine's gonna go right to Eagles. Okay, we were going and playing the Panthers one night, VFL game. We were playing Underground Beasts line. We go into the game, and I have the mentality of, damn it, I'm going to go 0-9 this week. So we go into that game, all right. I get a safety. I get 3 sacks that game, all right. We're going into halftime. We're actually winning. We are actually beating the Panthers at halftime, okay? We get into halftime. Eagles told me to take stats. I told him I couldn't because I was going to go make me a Hot Pocket or something. So he left the game, okay? He told me to invite him back to the party. Invited him back. I called him right when I called him to get him back on at halftime because our someone lagged out on our team. His power went out, which he told me on the phone. So then after 15 minutes, we couldn't find an ECU, and the Panthers got the forfeit win. So there goes my safety. Right after that, Eagles' power gets back on and then hops on Netflix and watches a movie with his girlfriend. Come on, man. Come on, dude.
Save the embarrassment. Try to save the embarrassment.
So, all right, Routes. What's your come on, man?
Well, I got 2 of them, and seeing how all you guys are coming at Eagles, it's not going to be about him. We kind of went over this. Well, my first one's Big NATO. Come on, man. Look at his roster. He has a whole bunch of 1 mil players who wouldn't even make my AFL team. And he was bragging about his team, how good they were going to be, trying to lure players into his team. And come on, man. His best player, his kid got turbos, and he's 5.5 mil in his first season ever at quarterback. My second come on, man, would go to Savage Mob. After everyone was making power rankings, ranking his team low, he was crying and complaining, saying how good his team was. His GM got banned for stat padding, and he was praising him like he was a great player, talking about how he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league because of his stats from last season. And look, he was stat padding this year, so he probably was last year too. And then my biggest thing about Savage Mob, and for come on, man, is earlier this week on Monday, he lost 42-10 to Loading Haters. Come on, man. How are you going to be a top quarterback and lose 42-10 to Loading Haters? And then get on the forums talking about how good his team is.
Booting. Savage Mob is an IP booter.
What makes you think that?
No, I know he is. I got evidence that he is. But you can't do nothing about it unless he does it.
Okay.
He was crying about that game that Bo Killer smacked him, and then Loading Haters had nothing to do with it. Next game his team plays against our team, he goes and IP boots Bo Killer. What a coincidence, first quarter.
Oh, wow.
Apparently from Bulk, I heard that they were, they were playing Romo to win and Beneficial after our game, like that, after I played against them, and apparently after he got a pick, he apparently lagged out of the game, but I'm not gonna say anything, that's all I heard from Bulk.
Yep.
Alright.
And they still lost. Savage Mob.
Alright, are we ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so this is the part where we go into the halftime report. VFL Total Access presents scoring from Thursday's games, brought to you by Wendy's. For the first game, we have the Titans and the Packers. The score was 65-44. Master Quickie and 5 Stats were the only ones showing up. For the second game, we got the Chargers versus the 49ers, 38-21 Chargers. And DTF has 4 touchdowns thrown, and Super Gangster with 226 passing yards. For the third game, we got the Broncos versus the Eagles. Broncos comes on top, 16-21. They advance to 20-6. There's no stats available for either players. We move on to the Bears and the Dolphins, 45-17. Reed, 6 touchdowns, no picks. This guy must be a monster. With Clutch Baller with 233 yards with 6 receptions. And yeah, the Bears just dominated the Dolphins. Dolphins players' stats are not put in yet. The Patriots versus the Lions, it is a forfeit win. The Colts versus the Panthers. Colts come up with a last-second win to win by 1. They advance to 17-19. Panthers go to 23-12. Tortuga, my bad. 14 carries for 32 yards. Come on, man. Seahawks versus the Bengals. Orlando with no touchdowns and no picks. It was expected with only 37 yards. Gangsta Baby, ECU call-up, no stats. Joe Inc. doesn't really get anything done either. They lose 20-17 to the Bengals in overtime. The Bengals advance to maybe the worst record in the VFL. We go to the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Cowboys beat the Chiefs 16-14. Chiefs go down to 21-15. Cowboys advance to 12-23. Evans 15 carries for 71 yards, 1 TD. Pretty average. Alright, welcome back everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the halftime report. We are going to go to the conclusion of the show. Johnny's going to start with his shoutouts.
Alright, well, shout out to the VFL staff, and shout out to the media team director and outtaker. You're not doing a really good job at making the other dudes get their job done. I should have been doing power rankings, if anything. Get that done, media team. Shout out to Mr. A50 and Bo Killer. These dudes has been on a tear together, like, their running stats. In my opinion, I think we have 3 or 4 of the best running backs in the league. With Bo Killer, A50, and Ice the Man.
They do have a really good run back and forward. I'll give that to him.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's about it.
Alright, since video, wait a minute, he's coming back, I think. But, alright, video, since you just got back, I thought you literally just ran away from your screen. I thought, like, started running, but, you're up with your shoutouts.
Nah, my computer was dying, but, shout out to, the Patriots. I really think that we're going to take over the AFC East. I think we're going to finish with the second best record in the AFC. I don't think we're going to beat the Chiefs out, especially if they got loading haters now. Shout out to Rogan James. You guys are doing an awesome job. Shout out to the PA staff. And shout out to anybody that thinks that they can guard me in real life, because if you're small, I'm just going to moss you. I'm 6'4", so you jump all day. And if you're fast, Rouse, dude, please. If And if you're faster than me, I'm taller than you. Your best bet to guard me would be if you're like 6'2" and you can jump higher than me because I'm white, so my vertical's not that good. But shout out to anyone who thinks that they can guard me. I don't think there's really anybody in here, but
anybody notice how he brings in real life situations because he knows he gets smacked in actual Madden games because he can't boss in a Madden game?
I can moss and not with the Kanye West concert on offense that the New England Patriots got. I can't moss with those little white dudes.
Oh my gosh.
Yak Daddy, I can guard you.
You're like 5'8", bro. No, you can't.
Nah, I'm 5'10". You could go look up my highlight tape. I can guard you, Yak Daddy.
Oh my god. Alright, send me the link after this and I'll look it up, dude. You can't guard me.
Alright. Kool-Aid, you're up with your shoutouts.
Okay, so first off, I want to start with I want to give a shout out to Romo DeWitten for saying that he was going to shut me out in our game, even though I threw 5 touchdowns, no picks, and like 300 yards against him. Thank you for those good stats, Romo. And I'm sorry about this last show, but Money Mike and Camaro, you guys actually went 3-0, not Ergo, and now you guys are 6-0. You guys are killing it on the Eagles. Shout out to my boy Blue too, going 5-1 so far. Shout out to the Cypher losing to a VBA line to the Colts, because that's obviously what we need to make the playoffs. Shout out to my AFL GM for trying to start a revolt and pretty much get all the AFL players to boycott and not show up for their games. Apparently PA thought it's your fault for not doing anything, but yeah, shout out to Megatron, who apparently is the commissioner of the other side. I forget what it is. League Gaming, I think it is. Well, I don't know why they would make him commissioner, but okay.
I heard Gucci was commissioner.
I honestly don't know. I have no clue about that side, but let me see. Do I have anything else today? Oh yeah. Shout out to my boy Outlaw. How do you lose to Mo Carbone, dude? We beat these guys like 10 times in game battles, and you let up a 10-point lead to these guys. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez. Shout out to Isaac and Cody. We went 2-1 this week and lost to Jiggy, who likes to hold the ball for 16 minutes. Shout out to you guys, Hog and Jiggy, for trying to freaking, brag about the game. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Alright, my shout-outs go to the Bengals organization. Thank you for saving my career and trading me. Shout out to Haydenland. Shout out to the staff. Shout out to the best president PA of all time. Cuban on Xbox, man. Congratulations.
Round of applause.
BGP got off fucking... BGP got off.
This video was like this. He's like, oh, let me get my things all set up.
For no reason.
I was getting pretty hyped, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Last but not least, shout out to the Cowboys. Thank you for making me not go 0-9. So at least I know I got a win under my belt before I left the Bengals. So at least I helped y'all's team out with one win. So yeah, thank you, Cowboys. Routes to end this show. Your shout outs.
All right. I want to give a shout out to King of Taco Bell for making it back into the league, UT Days Tays. We go way back. Last time he was on my Panthers team, and before we entered the playoffs, he had to get blacklisted because he had to leave, so he just retired. But shout out to him for coming back.
So you guys
I want to give another shout.
We're keeping him on the lines. I said we're keeping him on the lines. Oh yeah, we are.
I want to give another shout out, even though they lost 2 games this week, to El Perez for carrying his 4th line, and a shout out to the Gunfather for having the best team in the NFC and one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC.
Oh,
and my final shout out I want to give to Classified, aka Snipe Down, the AFL AGM of the Seahawks. He's supposed to be the best quarterback and the best player in the league, and he has the most Super Bowls, but yet he's in the AFL and he's not even winning all his games down there, but he's the best player in the league, well, by his standards. And one more shout out goes to Kid Got Turbos for not playing with me this season and then being successful on the worst team in the league, the Dallas Cowboys. But that's it.
I said we give Raekwon and everybody else a round of applause in the AFL who's actually doing some shit, though.
Congratulations, AFL. Also, you guys are reminding me of the video. You guys remind me of the season 6 AFL class, dude. I was a part of that class, best class ever. Season 6.
Oh yeah,
AFL.
And let me give another shout out to Outtaker for letting me join the show to make this thing live.
Yeah, so you're welcome. But there was something else. Shout out to Raekwon. You guys are more active than my media team at the moment, besides the shows. And I'm kind of I don't want to say I'm embarrassed about it, but it's hurt my reputation because I've tried to get them to do their articles, and so I'm gonna have to start cleaning some of the media team out. So this involves.
Let's just say if you don't.
That's a warning to you guys on the media team.
What, Johnny?
Let's say if you don't finish this out good, Outtaker, you're not gonna get paid the $6 million next season, dog.
I know, dude. I gotta keep my overratedness alive. But
virtual baby.
All right, so this is the end of episode 3. Tune in for next week for episode 4, VFL Total Access.